What is going on, people of the internet, people of YouTube? I hope that you guys are all doing fantastic. From the title of this video, you should be able to tell that today we're talking about how to learn any and every single song ever. This is a great topic, and a lot of people on my TikTok channel have been asking for me to cover this, so today we are covering it. But before we start, if this video in any way helps you, or if you enjoy this content at all, it changes my life when you guys, for free, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, turn on bell notifications if you want to know when I post videos every single day, and leave a comment if you have questions. These things are completely free and they change my life entirely. So let's talk about this. Well, what is the first thing that you should do if you want to be able to learn any and every single song? Well, the first thing that you should probably do is understand how chords operate on your instrument. And what I mean by this is you should be able to construct major, major seventh, minor seventh, minor, dominant seventh, fully diminished, half diminished. You should be able to construct all of these on different places around the neck. And now, why do I say this? Well, because these are the 5 basic building blocks that you're going to be able to use to identify any chord in any song that comes along. Now, what do you mean by this, Michael? Well, say a song like Justin Bieber's Peaches comes on. Now, how does that sound? I get my peaches out in Georgia, yeah. Now, what's going on with that harmony? Well, it's pretty basic when you really dive into it. You have major 7, 1, 7 minor, and So this song could be seen as being in C major, right? The first chord is the 4 chord, which is F major 7. Then it goes to the 3, E minor, then to D minor, and then back to C major, which is the 1. Now, what am I talking about with the numbers? Well, in any given key, right? If you're in C major, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And within each of these scale degrees, if you build a triad off of it, that's going to identify whether or not it's major or minor. So if you want to be able to learn these chords and learn what it means to play chords within a scale system, you should probably learn what chords are major and minor just in a basic major diatonic scale. And so what that would be is C major, right? Major, minor, minor, major, dominant, minor, diminished, right? Back to major. So these chords are super important to know because they're going to allow you to identify the key after you learn the song. Now, you don't necessarily need to know this song is in C major to be able to learn it by ear because of what we talked about at the beginning. Identifying and being able to learn these 5 basic chords, major, minor, dominant, half diminished, fully diminished. Those 5 basic chords are going to unlock almost every single song in Western civilization, Western pop culture today that you want to learn, whether that be a Juice WRLD song, or an XXXTentacion song, or a Justin Bieber song, or a Katy Perry song, or a Bruno Mars song. These are a lot of the chords that you're going to see in association with these songs. So how do you go about learning it? Well, today on TikTok, when I went to learn Peaches by ear, I first listened for the bass. I get my peaches out in Georgia, that's how I did. That bass line, which is the roots of all 4 of those chords, is something that stuck out to me very plainly. And I think I've had this talent since I was little. I've been able to listen to songs and just listen for the part. And you can do this and you can practice this at home. Listen for specific instruments. So in Justin Bieber's song, listen to the vocal and listen to specifically the notes that he's playing. You know, listen to that. Listen to the bass line. You know, whatever it is. Listen to the synth lines. Like, how does synth sound? Listen, being able to identify all of the different instruments in a song by really sitting down and listening. So a couple things that you should practice. Number 1, practice your listening. And what this means is actually spend some time, allot some time throughout your day to play a song, to listen to a song maybe that you're working on, and just intensely listen to it. Now, this can be in a dark room where you're not looking, or it can be in a bright room, or you can just close your eyes and you can just really listen to what's going on in the music. Listen to the bass, listen to the synths, listen to the drum, listen to the kick drum of the drum, listen to the articulation of the bass. Be hyper intensified. Look at this that's not a word, but you gotta look at it in a hyper focus. That's kind of what I'm trying to say. You gotta really examine in with the microscope. What is going on in the micro level here? And what is making this music? And that's gonna allow you first to identify what's going on. Secondly, I would say if you're trying to learn the chords, you should probably listen for the bass notes going on, in whether it's the keys or the guitar or it's the bass, whatever. Listen for those root notes. Listen for those movements. Listen for those. Because once you've learned all these shapes, like the 5 shapes that we were discussing, then you're going to be able to hear, depending on your instrument, oh, I hear in the top of the chord in Peaches, I hear an A. Okay? Well, in F major, I know that A is a third, so the odds are that that note will be a very prominent note in the chord, and it's the third, right? The most prominent note in the chord. So listening for these tendencies, listening for whenever you can hear something that pops out to you, trying to grasp it and understand it is the basis for being able to learn these things. So after you've done an intense listening and after you've listened to the bass line, then mess around on your instrument. Try to find those roots. Try to find, okay, that was F, E, D, C, right? So listening, well, first, learn all the chord shapes, major, minor, dominant, half diminished, fully diminished. Learn those 5 on all the different string sets. So that means going here, being able to play A major here, and then being able to play it here. Learn as many chords as you can, but learn those 5 basic ones first on multiple different string sets. Learn them on different string sets, because what this is going to allow you to do, and if you're not on guitar, learn them on different octaves, learn them in different places, so that you can hear how these colors of these chords sound on different places on your instrument, so that when you hear that sound, and I think this is the part where people get tripped up, is they're like, oh, I know how to play C major 7, but when I hear it in a song, I can't identify it. Well, it's because you haven't sat with the sound of C major 7th enough. So maybe you need to put on a loop pedal. And play with that sound. Maybe you need to explore these textures a little bit deeper. And that's partially, I think, the reason why people aren't able to do this as quickly, is because they haven't spent the hours, the days, the months, the years listening intensely to how colors sound. Because, and I'm just starting now to reap the benefit of some of this practicing in my life today, where if I hear the sound, there is no question in my mind that that's a 6/9 sharp 11. I hear that sound now. and it's because I've listened for that sound in records. Whenever there's a big band tune that I hear, my odds are it's going to end on a 6/9 sharp 11. And being able to sing those intervals, sharp 11, root, sharp 11, root, being able to sing those intervals is extremely important. So, number 1, learn the chords, learn the scales that are associated with them, the arpeggios. So if you're learning B flat major 7, learn B flat major 7 arpeggio. Don't just learn it here, learn it here, learn it in this way, learn it in this way, learn it on all those different positions. And then do some intense listening, listen for colors, listen to the song you're listening to. Then look for the roots, look for the bass notes, look for the melody, the notes that stick out, and then you can kind of use order of operations to find out what's going on. But I hope that this makes sense. And if it doesn't make sense, and if you have any questions, you can let me know down below in the comments. And if you're interested in private lessons with me, you can email me at music.futureself, and you can get a private lesson with me. I have a bunch of students, and it's an awesome time. Additionally, I'm going to be starting a new lesson program where it's like $10, and you guys get to come in and join these lessons where it's like 100 people in the lesson, and we just talk about ideas. And if you have questions, you type in the chat, you have questions, or you talk. But I think that's going to be a really great thing, so stay tuned for that. If you want to follow me on social media, you can follow me at futureself.official. But thank you guys so much. I'm looking forward to the next video. God bless you guys. Bye-bye.